Most of us have been convinced out of our own lives. This is what I mean. We have been sold the lie that our lives are meaningless, are without purpose, are without any sort of substance, and therefore we should tune into the lives of those who are so much more interesting. We've been told that those people on that screen right there, their lives are everything and our lives are nothing. That is the conditioning that has been sold to us by advertisers, marketers, product placement companies, whoever it may be, right? A multitude of individuals have sold this lie. They tell us continuously that us, forgettable. That person on that screen, that show right there, that movie, that scene, that influencer, whatever it may be, their life is so much more interesting. And so we not only distract ourselves from our lives, but we escape our lives absolutely, forgetting ourselves in the process. And instead, we vicariously live through these individuals. Now, video games is obviously the most straightforward version of this, right? And this isn't me slighting anybody in the video game world. Trust me, I know that a multitude of my followers are video game connoisseurs. But you understand what it is to leave your life behind for a little bit and to give your own life force, your energy, your existence to the existence of this character that is living in a virtual space. Well, it's not just the one playing video games. It's not just the one behind a joystick. It's not just I think they call a controller. We used to call it joystick back in my day, aging myself a little bit. We used to have those, but now they got these and all kinds of other things, right? Worlds that are being delved into. But it's not just that individual who is completely abandoning and escaping their life in order to vicariously live as others. Instead, majority of us are. Every time you tune into somebody else online, even if you're tuning into this video for the purpose of being entertained, or you're tuning into this video because you believe that I am more important than yourself or I have more substance than you have, then you've bought into the lie. And I have now recognized that when I would do this, when I would give myself over to, content, when I give myself over to continuously tuning into other people's lives, I was actually depreciating or devaluing my own reality, my own life. And so I would spend less and less time contributing to my own existence because I believe it wasn't worthy of investing anyway. And instead, I gave my life force to just about anything else that could occupy my attention. And I've now come to a place where I not only live in this world that I've built for myself, but I am impassioned about it. I am more passionate about giving and contributing to my own reality than anybody else's. Sorry, not sorry. I am more involved in writing this book than I am in reading somebody else's book at this moment in time, and probably for the rest of my life. Once I realized that I was an author myself, that I had something to contribute into the world, that I had something to write, that I had a voice of my own, I stopped reading everybody else's personal development or self-help books. And I said, man, it's time for me to write my own. And then once I wrote this, I said, it's time for me to write another one. Now, this is the first published one, doing me guilt-free, shameless plug. But I then started to look at every other aspect of my life. I was consuming so much content online, so much YouTube content, etc., not realizing I was a creator myself. Now, look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. It's not about bad or good. It's indifferent. It's just, what does it mean to you, for you, about you? And are you neglecting your own life in the process of consumption, the consumption of other people's experiences? Are you forgetting to become so passionate about your life that you forget anything else exists? Now, I remember Lil Wayne, right? He was in an interview. Now, if y'all don't know who Lil Wayne is, then do your research, right? Dig into them history books if like this is that far into the future. That's crazy for people not to know who that is. Anyway, he ruled the 2000s or 2010s when it came to music. He dropped a mixtape every single week, new single every single day. He was just prolific, right? Always putting out music. And they asked Lil Wayne, they said, Wayne, who is your favorite artist that's out right now? And he said, because Lil Wayne talk like this. And he said, to be honest, Lil Wayne. They said, who's your favorite artist? He said, Lil Wayne. And they started laughing. They thought he was joking around, but then they really got to interrogating and they realized, oh no, he's serious because all he does is listen to Lil Wayne. Why? Because Lil Wayne is in studio 25 hours out of a day, 8 days a week. Lil Wayne is recording Lil Wayne's music, and so Lil Wayne is listening to Lil Wayne's music continuously. Now, some people may think that's absolutely insane. I don't. Maybe that means I'm insane. That's okay. I'm okay with that title because usually when you're seen as crazy by those in this world who are doing what is normal, then you're on the right track, right? That's almost an indicator for you. But when I heard that comment, it really switched something for me. I first realized, oh, damn, I know Lil Wayne's opinion. He doesn't know mine. Why? Because I care more about his opinion than I do about my own at this very moment in time. That was the first thing that really hit me, right? A little reverse psychology there for you. But then I said to myself, okay, I'm a music creator. I'm a musician. I'm a recording artist. I'm a songwriter. Now, I was recording music at the time. I was putting music at the time, but I wasn't being as prolific as I knew I could. I might have recorded 3 songs a day, 4 songs a day. Like I create in that way. In the same way I create video content. I might sit here and create 4 YouTube videos, right? Things just continue to come out of me. They just channel and I have to let them out. I have to. That's what we all have with our gift. Most of us just aren't willing to tap into our gift. And that's the purpose of this video, is to remind us that all of us have that in us. When we hear the stories of the Michael Jordans and the Kobes and we think to ourselves, how could somebody be so obsessed? The reason they were so obsessed is because they found what their calling was. They found the thing that drove them and they couldn't do anything else. They didn't want to do anything else. Maybe that's video games for you. Maybe playing video games is all you want to do. And it's something that you're so passionate about that, you pour yourself into it. Now, we also have to be honest with ourselves. Am I finding this as a form of escapism or not, right? Even in being a workaholic, are you just working because you're hiding, or you're doing it because you're so impassioned? It's something that is a driving factor and force for you. It's like breathing for you. You have to do it. The true comedian has to tell a joke. They got to be on that stage somewhere. They don't have to be in front of millions, in front of thousands, in front of tens of thousands, in front of hundreds. They can be in front of 10 people. They can be in front of that mirror. They can just be by themselves writing, in that pen and pad like Jerry Seinfeld every day, or, on their computer. And again, I know all these people's stories because I was tuning into these people's reality more than my own. I was valuing their opinions, valuing their advice, valuing their way of seeing the world, valuing their creation more than my own, until I realized, wait a minute, no, I am that. I am that. And it's not for me to validate it through any other means besides me. I don't have to put this out to validate that this is my gift, right? I don't have to validate it in that way, but I put this out because I love what I do. And it is for all of us to tap into that space. Trust me, I get it. It feels sometimes as if we don't have a purpose. I don't know what I want to do. I got so many things that I want to do. Then do them all. Then do, but just throw yourself into your own life. That's what I'm trying to urge to you right now. Like, this is the closest thing to a desperation call that I can have right now for you. It's not just a PSA. It's like, I need you at this very moment in time to delve into the thing that you truly want to do with your life. It is a necessity at this point, because as long as you continue to give yourself up to these external aspects and factors, you are going to feel unfulfilled. I can sit here and scroll through 100 of the funniest videos on the internet, and I'm still going to feel unsatisfied at the end. Even if I'm a comedian myself, if I'm saying that this is just, market research, I can call it whatever I want. But as long as I'm not here writing my own jokes, creating my own humor, writing my own top 100 jokes, I'm going to feel unfulfilled. And again, that's why you have the most prolific creators, the Michael Jacksons of the world, who left this body of work behind them, the Bob Dylans of the world, who created 300 songs and 500 albums. I don't even know how that's possible, more albums than songs, but you get the drift. They poured themselves into their own life. They poured themselves into their own purpose, and the world couldn't help but gravitate to what they were doing. And so if you're listening to this, you're somebody who is called apart from just the norm, just the average. You're not here to live a mundane, robotic life where you're continuously consuming. And I'll be honest with you guys, the ones who create are always going to benefit. The ones who create are always going to be the one who live in abundance. They're always going to be the one. Kai Cenat, right? The streamer. I haven't watched a single one of his streams, but I know that young man right there, deservedly so, is making millions of dollars doing what he's doing, whatever it is he's doing. I don't know if he's playing video games. I see him dancing. So maybe, you know what I mean? Like, he has different entertainers on there. But whatever he's doing him. And he's putting himself out there. And the result that he's getting from that is an abundance in his life, because he has chosen to be the creator, as opposed to being an individual who is stuck in the space of consumption. He could be there again, consuming everybody else's stuff and, would be nice. And wow, what a life that would be. But instead, he made the decision, a conscious, intentional decision to step into his own form of glory, to step into his own gifting, his own talents. And so again, this is a call to action for every single one of us, including myself. This is a message that I have to continuously and perpetually tell myself day in, day out, is that It is only I who can make a decision whether or not I'm going to evolve more into the person that I was born to be, or I'm going to fall into the wayside, fall into the background of my own life. And there was a moment where I made a clear cut decision. I said, enough is enough. I can't keep giving myself to everybody else's experience. I can't keep giving myself to everybody else's life and to put a greater value, to pedestalize all these people. I can't keep putting these people on these Mount Rushmores and not even putting myself up there. And it's not about pedestalizing myself over another. That's an insecure thing. Like that's from a place of feeling you're inadequate. You only want to be superior to another when you feel inferior to others. And so that's not the message that I'm getting across to you right now. What I'm getting to you is this: you deserve to put yourself as the priority within your own life. And when you do that, you become a true blessing to everybody else's life. That's a normal byproduct. When I sit down and say, I deserve to be a published author, I deserve to have my own book in the atmosphere, in the world. I deserve to have my own book bought by thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people. Millions of people. I'm going to repeat that a few times. Manifest. Then I'm going to sit there and I'm going to write the book. And then it's going to benefit the lives of multitudes of people to remind them of who they are. That's my purpose and that's anybody else's purpose. It's not for us to consume their lives. It's for us to be inspired to step into our own, to venture into our own. And again, I'm not anti anything. I'm not anti content. I'm not anti watch. I'm not anti entertainment. You understand me? I'll sit there and be with my soulmate. We'll watch comedy, we'll watch whatever, but I'm also inspired by life and I'm throwing myself into life. I am in the ring. I am on the field. And it is for you to do the exact same. Don't be impressed off of me. Don't look at me and think he's something that I am not. You understand me? I'm just living in my gift. And so you see the light that's shining on me. It's a ring light specifically, right? A very good ring light at that, a wonderful purchase. But you see the light emanating and you think to yourself, wow, what a bright light. No, you're seeing yourself. You are a bright light. I am a bright light. You are a bright light. We are bright. You get a bright light. You get like Oprah back in the day. Now, if you don't know what Oprah is, I don't know what to do with this generation. I'm done with y'all. Or maybe that's a good thing because you're so involved in your own life. Then kudos to you. Nevertheless, my message here is simple and it's straightforward. Be so impassioned about your own life that you will give your time, your energy, your attention, your focus to that life. And that life first. Everything else will come secondary. Everything else comes as a byproduct. Everything else comes as inspiration for you, as entertainment, but not as a form of escaping your own reality. Create a reality for yourself that is so deeply passionate, that is so deeply yours, that is so close to home that nothing else will satisfy, that everything else is going to be boring in comparison. Because again, we get bored with our own lives and we view our lives as too boring because we haven't invested into our own lives and we invest into somebody else's lifestyle. You understand me? And then that person would just continue to benefit. And I'm not against that. I'm in the world. Like I monetize off these platforms. I make money off these platforms just as well as everything else. I'm not giving the book away for free. I know my value. That's one thing I'm never going to back away from. But nevertheless, I'm always going to remind you of one thing, which is to return back to a place of doing you guilt-free, first and foremost, right? And living from a place of true personal power. So make sure to get yourself a copy of one of these. It's going to be a lifetime companion for you, an absolute value add throughout your entire life. Get yourself a copy by clicking the link in the description below. Get you a copy, your auntie a copy, your mama a copy, your daddy a copy, everybody a copy, so they can see what type of wavelength they need to be on in order to live the life that they truly desire. I know you want to see people in your life prosper. I know you want to prosper and you want to be somebody who impacts the people around you. But you can only do so when you start to edify your own experience. You start to invest into your own life in that way. And when you invest into your own, then you can create a platform that can invest into others. That's how that works. But if you neglect your own, if you make your own non-value, if you make your own mean nothing, then that's exactly what will come from it. So appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Till the next time, namaste, namaskar.